97, Citizen FM, Abuja.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Citizen FM News at noon. I am Lawrence Umoite. The ongoing deforestation in the country has been blamed on some powerful interests at subnational level who protect loggers that produce charcoal for sale. Minister of Environment Mohammed Abdullahi made the disclosure at the 69th edition of the interministerial briefing organized by the Presidential Communications at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. According to him, each time the federal government tried to go after those behind the menace to save the environment, there was a pushback at the subnational level on the grounds that the trees belongs to the state.
Some level of enforcement, they say, look, we own this territory. You are federal government. You cannot come and enforce your rules or policies on us. So that's part of what is the challenge in terms of controlling these activities. But instead of that, the task force is still there, going after some of them. On ad hoc basis, trying to find out who and who are involved, who licensed you, who we are supplying to. So we're doing our best.
Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State says those advocating an interim government after the administration of President Muhammad Buhari are daydreaming. He made the comments after a meeting with the president at the State House in Abuja. In a chat with State House correspondents, he asserted that the support of the interim government would be working against the principle of democracy, which the president has vowed to uphold.
God forbid that. I will always say, God forbid that. Nigerians will always say, God forbid that. Not under the administration of President Buhari, who has been saying it every time, that I believe in democracy. I believe that after my tenure, I want to go and rest. We elected a president, and some people will still have a dream to even say they will scuttle this democracy. Many people will fight against it.
The Supreme Court has dismissed an appeal by a former Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, seeking to disqualify Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party as presidential candidates of their political parties. The Apex Court dropped the suit on the grounds that it was statute barred. While dismissing the appeal on Thursday, a 5-man panel led by Justice Inya Okoro did not award cost against the former minister for withdrawing his case when informed that the case was filed outside the time prescribed by law. The People's Democratic Party has reversed its suspension of former Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, and former Senate President Pius Ayim. Other party chieftains whose suspension were reversed also are Ibrahim Shema, Dennis Itabia, and Aslam Anyiku. The PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, in a statement on Thursday, also said the party's National Working Committee reversed the referral of the Governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, to the National Disciplinary Committee. Meanwhile, the Benue State Working Committee of the party has suspended the Kwashi Philip-led Garo Ward ESCO in the Bogo local government area of the state over the crisis that led to the suspension of the party's former national chairman, Iyocha Ayu.
Executive Committee of the PDP in Igoro Council Ward is hereby suspended for a period of 1 month, pending necessary action which shall be taken to restore sanity, harmony, law and order in the party in that area. That the State Working Committee shall, during this period, administer the affairs of the party in Igoro Council Ward in the best interest of the party.
The leadership In the leadership crisis in the All Progressives Grand Alliance is getting deeper, with both Edozie Njoku and Victor Oye laying claim to the office of the chairman. Edozie Njoku says he will be taking over the national secretariat of the party now that the certified true copy of the Supreme Court judgment on the leadership tussle has been released. Njoku, who was recently reinstated by the Supreme Court as the national chairman of Abuja, stated this at a press conference in Abuja.
Finally, the Supreme Court has squashed all that. They have not reaffirmed me. What they have done is that they have no business with that aspect. What they've told us is that the removal of Chief Edozie Njoku as the national chairman of Abuja is an internal affair, and it is not justiciable. You cannot discuss the removal of Chief Edozie Njoku in any court of law.
Meanwhile, Victor Oye insists there was no Supreme Court judgment recognizing Edozie as chairman.
Appeal is hereby dismissed. Please, for goodness sake, when something is dismissed, it means there's no life in it again. That the judgment of the court below, which is Court of Appeal Kano, is hereby affirmed. And what was the judgment of the Court of Appeal Kano? The Court of Appeal Kano affirmed me as the national chairman of Abuja.
And for some foreign stories now, 2 U.S. Army helicopters crashed during a nighttime training mission in Kentucky, killing all 9 soldiers on board. The helicopters were taking part in a routine training mission the night before when the crash occurred.
State Police Post 1 received a report shortly before 10 p.m. on March 29th of an aircraft incident here in Trigg County. Troopers responded to the area and came across the wreckage of 2 military Black Hawks. We have been working in conjunction with the United States military to assess this scene.
A Manhattan grand jury has indicted Donald Trump, making him the first former U.S. president to be formally accused. The charges will be in the public space soon, as the grand jury's imputation is expected to be revealed in the coming days.
To speculate what type of sentence Trump would get if he were convicted by a New York jury, the judge would likely base it on the evidence that was presented at trial, whether Trump testified, whether he perjured himself. I expect Republicans in Congress to rally around the former president. We already know Representative Jordan and the House Oversight Committee have tried to subpoena Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
And that's the Citizen FM News at noon. I am Lawrence Almighty.